So here in Moodle, we're going to have a look at how we can import a rubric directly into our assignment from an Excel spreadsheet. So we're using this Moodle Rubric Importer that's available for Google Chrome, and essentially it's going to allow us to take a spreadsheet and import it directly into an assignment. So I have a spreadsheet set up, and you can see it needs to be this specific format. So essentially we have the criteria for each of the assessment points here, and then we have some different levels of achievement for those different criteria with a number directly below. Now, one of the key things here is that these first two rows and subsequent rows are merged so that they're in the same row or two rows as the level for the criteria and the grade for that particular level of achievement. And so we've saved this to our desktop, and now we'll jump into Google Chrome. We're going to come to our assignment, and in here we're going to come to our advanced grading settings where we haven't set up a rubric for that yet. So we're going to come to define new grading form from scratch. And once you've installed the Moodle Rubric Importer, essentially what you'll end up with is this Import Excel button across on the right. We can click that, and we don't need any row offset. We started our rows right at the top, so we don't have any kind of column headers in here. So essentially we're not offsetting by any row. We're starting right from row 1 with our rubric. So we'll set that to 0. We'll click OK, and then our import button will come up. So now we can click rubric XLSX, our Excel file, open that up, and that will drop the rubric right into Moodle. So you can see here now I've got my descriptions, my point descriptions, and I can go through, kind of modify and edit these as I see fit. So once that's all ready and we've decided on the settings we want for our rubric, whether we want the grades ascending or descending, we can click Save as Draft or Save Rubric and Make It Ready, which we'll click. And actually we need to enter the name for this rubric first, and then scroll down and click Save and Make It Ready. And so now that rubric is ready to use for this assignment. So we can take this a step further. We're going to come into ChatGPT, and we're going to ask Moodle to create a rubric for a specific assignment. So I'm going to ask it to create a rubric for a video editing assignment with grades from 0 to 4. And we'll ask it to format this as a table. Hit enter. So we get some more questions from ChatGPT here. We're going to ask it to just put in the 4 to 0 at the bottom of each row. And as with many things with ChatGPT, it doesn't quite understand what we want. So we're going to get to put the number in a cell underneath. So this is pretty close to the format we want. We don't need to copy the header row. We're just going to copy from the first row, and we'll need to do a bit of cell merging when we get into Excel, but we can copy that straight from ChatGPT. Come into Excel, we'll make a new file and then paste that in. And we'll just space these out so we can kind of see what's happening here. And we'll wrap the text here. So in Excel here, what we need to do is merge these cells. So we'll just click through and merge these. It doesn't really matter about the alignment of anything. We're going to lose that when we import it, but we do need it to match the formatting for the import. So we'll save this as video editing rubric. We'll come back into Moodle. We're going to come back to week 1 here. We'll turn edit mode on, and we'll add a new assignment. Call this video editing assignment, and we'll scroll down. We'll come to the grade option. We're going to make this use a rubric for the grading method. So now when we click Save and Display, we'll come straight to that rubric setup. So here we can define a new grading setup from scratch. We'll call this video editing rubric. We'll go Import Excel, no offset again, so just set that to 0. Click OK. And then we'll upload our new rubric. And you can see right from there, we've got a rubric that we can modify, we can edit. If you do want to make the edits in Excel, then you can do that before you do the import, or you can make your edits here within Moodle. So again, we'll go to Save Rubric and Make It Ready. And there we have a couple different ways in which we can create and import a rubric from Excel, which will make the formatting and editing of those rubrics and giving feedback to your students a lot quicker to manage and modify. If you do have any questions, then please do get in touch.